We now take a moment for silent prayer and meditation. The words of our prayer can be found on page 62.
Supplemental song sheet. May the words, may the words, may the words that I say bring me closer to you, closer every day. May the words, may the words, may the words that I say bring me closer to you, closer every day. You are my rock, you are my strength. You are my help every day that I am. You are my rock, you are my strength. You are my help every day that I am. You let out so imre fi behegyo libi lefanecha. You let out so imre fi behegyo libi lefanecha.
So tonight, we are blessed to be together. This is the first night that you really get to hear us preach and teach and pray with you. And tonight, I want to set a precedent. This Bima is for our community, that there will be educators and lay peoples, cantors and rabbis. We'll all preach and teach together. So tonight, I'm excited to learn beautiful words of Torah from my colleague, Cantor Glassman.
Shabbat Shalom. The renowned bard and playwright William Shakespeare, in his play Romeo and Juliet, wrote the famous line, "What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet." From a Jewish perspective, we can say that there is quite a lot in a name. We know that in our precious Torah, names can mean one thing, and a name that is changed can tell a whole different story. In various parts of the Torah, we read about an individual's encounter with God, and suddenly we find the Hebrew letter Yud, or Hey, added to the name, implying, according to our Jewish sages, that this person is no longer the same person that they were, that somehow they have been infused, so to speak, with divine energy, with a divine purpose on this earth. And as far as what's in a name, a spiritual mentor of mine once said, "Your name is the sound that carries your life's dream." Your name is the sound that carries your life's dream. I've always been interested in names and their deeper meanings, sometimes hidden, particularly Hebrew names. So when I knew for certain that I would be coming here to this congregation, to this community, to serve as your new cantor, I spent a bit of time reflecting on the name of the temple I would serve. Temple Israel of New Rochelle. A good, solid name, I thought. Very traditional, strong. The temple, the Mishkan, the place of assembly, where so much of meaning, heart, and neshama happens. A temple where people from all walks of life, all ages, all backgrounds, all genders, people of faith come together to pray, to study, to celebrate, to mourn, to grieve, to heal, to find ways to bring some measure of tikkun, repair to this world, knowing that we are so much stronger and capable of doing so when we do it together rather than apart. Then the name Israel, given to our patriarch, our ancestor Jacob, who struggled with an angel in a dream, holding on for dear life until he received a blessing. So Jacob, Yaakov, the supplanter, becomes Yisrael, the one who wrestles with God. I have always loved that about Judaism, that we are allowed to question, to argue, to disagree, to wrestle with God. We are allowed to show our dismay and yet to stay engaged, to not let go until we are able to come to some clarity, some greater understanding, some resolution, so that we can receive the blessing intended for us. Still, I wondered if there was something more to the name of this beautiful temple, something I might be missing, some clue that would indicate what this community is all about, what my role would be, what I might bring of meaning and value to the task at hand. It wasn't long before a bell went off. While still back in California in communication with various staff members and leadership, I started noticing that people would not sign their emails, would not spell out the full name of the temple, but rather just the acronym, TINR. In English, it didn't mean much to me, but when I changed the letters to Hebrew, it all made sense. Just by doubling the N, or the Nun, 2 Hebrew words emerged, Tain and Ner. Tain, Ner. Give light. In the Torah portion, we read this Shabbat. We encounter a member of the tribe of Levites, Korach, who incites a rebellion against Moses and Aaron, another Levite, and one of the priestly caste. And this Korach seems intent on claiming what is not his to claim. In fact, the portion begins with the words, Vayikach Korach, not Vayitain Korach, Korach gave, but Vayikach Korach, and Korach took. There is nothing being given here, no offering of ideas, no honest, open communication, no willingness to express dissatisfaction in a way that can be heard and the issues addressed, no attempt to come to a peaceful and a meaningful resolution. My father of blessed memory would say, in this world, there are the givers and the takers. You be a giver. Truth is, each one of us carries inside a gift, a flame, a light to give and to share. The Ner Tamid, the flame that burns perpetually in the sanctuary, is a reminder of the flame inside each of us that is part of and connected to the divine spirit, a flame that never, ever goes out. It may need to be nurtured and rekindled at times, but it is that light that keeps us going, that brings us together, that strengthens and heals, that makes us a Kehila Kedosha, a sacred community, a place you just want to be, because there's so much joy there and meaning, and it gives purpose to our lives to know that we're making the world a better place by being together. I hope and pray that I will be a cantor for you who can add more light to the light that is already here and has always been here. I pray that in this community, Temple Israel of New Rochelle, TINR, or Tain Ner, every member will know that their light, their unique gifts, their voice and participation is exactly the light we need in this moment and going forward. And what I know, Rabbi Jesse and I will always welcome and embrace with gratitude and with all our hearts. Can you hear us, son? May it be God's will. Amen.
As the cantor so beautifully talked about names, it leads us perfectly into this part of our service, where we think of the names of those in our community who need healing of body and spirit. In our tradition here at Temple Israel of New Rochelle, we share the names in the middle of the prayer. Some will share out loud, while others will just say the names in their hearts. God hears it both ways. We will be singing the Debbie Friedman version of Misha Beirach, which can be found in the middle of page 253.
The source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
It is also part of our tradition not to just share the hard moments with one another, but to also share the happy and blessed moments. So at this moment, we would like congregants to share good things going on in our lives, help lift up our spirits. So, Jana, what happened this week at Temple Israel of New Rochelle that you were a part of? It was the first week of what? Camp. Good job. Anybody else have wonderful things?
I just heard from my son, who got back from his first trip to Israel with his wife, and was excited and enamored as much as I would ever have hoped he would be. He was a bar mitzvah here, and I was just praying that he would keep the faith going, and he did.
Wonderful.
And, his son has an internship in Tel Aviv, and they went to see him and travel, and I am so thankful to God that he got there and came back and got the spirit in.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And when Cheryl and I will be celebrating our lucky 13th anniversary tomorrow on Sunday.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
My parents just celebrated their 58th anniversary.
Wow.
Talking about trips to Israel, my two grandchildren, my younger son, has made birthright trip to Israel.
Wonderful.
Have come back, and but really with such a sense of connection and learning. It was beautiful to read the email.
Wonderful.
My daughter Emily, a month into her summer internship, was just offered a full-time job.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Any other? Oh. Very nice.
Oh, and my cousin's going to Israel for the first time.
We wish you safe travels.
Skipped out on the trip when he was a kid, so we think of him. My son just retired
On behalf of myself and everyone here, we are celebrating Rabbi Jesse and Cantor.
It is a pure honor to be able to be your clergy and to be teammates in that. And I want to recognize all the people who helped make that happen. There's so many people who've been on search committees, leaders who've come to many meetings, congregants who came to get to know us and come and vote as a congregation, and especially to the staff who've worked so hard to support us and to make everything happy and to make everything smooth. So thank you all. So with this, it does remind us that God is amongst us, and there's so much to be grateful for. The Shechianu, thanking God for enabling us to reach this sacred and special moment.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu
melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. So as we just thank God, we will formally praise God with the Leinu. I think tonight we're going to do it a little bit different than the tradition has been around here, so I like to point it out. I might be wrong because I'm not always at services, but we're going to include Shehunat Hashemayim on page 284. So we will begin at the bottom of page 282 and continue on the top of 284, and then continue with B'nai Amar on page 287. Please rise. You have to do the curtain.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה לשרגי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושבי קרוב בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומי. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמס מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. We continue together as we begin to think of our loved ones and those of all race and nations, those of our people who have no one to say Kaddish for them, but live on in our hearts. Please read with me the reflection on page 288. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. We turn to page 294. As we think of those, we remember those whose yahrzeit is this Shabbat. Rose Abramowitz, Bernice Braun, Pearl Sleff Cohn, Eve Fleischman, Ruth Ginsburg, Ruth Gordon, Kurt David Groton, William B. Hammer, Doris F. Jacobs, Helen B. Jacobson, Nat Kahn, Josephine W. Cates, Charles B. Ettinger, Dora Pozoyski, David W. Price, Theodore R. Rauch, Theodore M. Rogers, Leonard Schlamkowitz, Stuart Schube, Abraham Senderoff. If there's anyone you're singing Kaddish for, please share the name at this time. We rise for the mourner's Kaddish. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, b'alman divrach yutei v'almich machutei, b'chayechon uv'meichon uv'chayei tekol Beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam olmei maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemei Dekudasha, Barichu, Le'ela Minkol Birchata V'Shirata, Tush Bechata V'Nechemata, Damiram B'Alma V'Imru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'Chaim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael, V'Imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Imromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael, V'Imru, Amen.
Oseh Shalom B'Imromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'Al Kol
Please be seated. I would love to invite up Margie Ostro for a few words and announcements to our community.
Thank you. It's hard to contain my excitement in seeing so so many of us together this evening. I'm just so thrilled. I'm real excited to see everybody. I also think that it's clear that we all have a lot to learn from Rabbi Jesse and Cantor Rita, because I know that I was not the only one praying that the air conditioner would kick on tonight. But I would love to remind everybody that coming up on July 10th, we have a breakfast sponsored by the Brotherhood. Thank you. And it's an opportunity to meet, greet, and eat with Cantor Rita and Rabbi Jesse and spend some time just chatting and getting to know everybody. I also want to remind everybody and encourage you all to come to Shabbat Beach on August 5th. It's a beautiful setting. It's a wonderful opportunity to be together and really experience the wonder of God as you look out over the sound and enjoy a beautiful service together. And I also hope you stay and enjoy the Oneg this evening. And again, very excited for the future. I hope you all continue to come and join us. I love seeing you all here tonight. Thank you for a beautiful service.
So tonight, it's really an honor to see so many share Shabbat with us, especially on a holiday weekend. So thank you for praying with us this evening. We look forward to getting to know you and chatting with you at Oneg, and also throughout the summer, there should be meet and greets, little meetups, informal gatherings, different ways in which we would love to get to know our congregation better. So if you come by an invitation, please take advantage of it. And if you haven't received one, but you would like time with us, please reach out, and we'll definitely set up a time to meet up here or in the community, because we want to get to know each and every person. So tonight, we're going to finish with a beautiful song, Ozi V'Zimrat Yah. And for us, we wanted to finish with hope. It's our nation's birthday, and it's been a really hard week or so for many of us. Maybe not all of us, but for many of us. And sometimes with that, it's hard to have hope. But in our tradition, we know that even when we're pushed backwards, we can't give up. That hope is about leading for the next generation. And when we see something that it seems unjust, it's up to us to be part of the solution. So we're going to pray tonight that we get to be together as a community. We get to pray that we have opportunities for new beginnings and to have hope that we can heal this world.
Ozi v'zimrat yah vayhi li lishua. Ozi v'zimrat yah vayhi li lishua. Ozi v'zimrat yah
May God be our strength. Shabbat Shalom.